I feel like tattooing is really a working class form of art. I think that everyone should be included in it because it's a piece of art that can't be taken away from you, can't be sold, can't be handed off to anyone else. And I think that's really beautiful, and that's something that should stay at the root of tattooing. Okay, woo, we got a shrine. My name is Leah. I got started in the tattoo business because I loved tattoos ever since I was little. Ever since I was like 14, I would watch those like reality TV shows of tattooers, and I would love it so much and think it was the best job ever. And that stuck with me. So when I got older, I would get more into art and I would draw more, and eventually I decided I wanted to try to be apprenticed, which I was lucky enough to know a friend that was in a shop that was looking for apprentices. Then she mentioned to me that there was a spot at her studio for this apprenticeship, so I jumped on the opportunity. I got in right in time, and I've since then switched shops, but that was basically my origin story. I feel like my price range is super modest. I usually keep my tattoos like under $200 unless it's something super complex. I like to have everything be accessible. I really value people coming back, and I'd rather make money long-term off a repeat client than make money all at one shot off one person who might never be able to afford a tattoo from me ever again.
My name is Nicholas Trotman, but I go by Nick Trotman. I'm 28 years old. I got into tattooing because since high school I've always wanted to be a tattoo artist, and then started getting tattoos. And the person that I was getting tattooed from, this amazing black woman named Lindsay, who was just like, I love your work, you should definitely get into tattooing. And I started tattooing March 2019, I would say, officially. And yeah, 4 years later, here I am now.
Well, Sean, you smell good. You don't smell bad today.
Thank you. My name is Amanda Marino. I've been tattooing for a year and a half. I love art. I've always loved art as a kid, and I love the community that tattooing is a part of. I thought it was a really good way to like stay in the arts while still making a really good living.
My name's Morgan Hunt, and I've been tattooing almost all my life. And I got into tattooing because I was exposed to it and been around people who tattoo and have been heavily tattooed my whole life. So I couldn't see myself doing anything else. That's all I know, all I want to know.
The way that you make money through tattooing is through your experience and through establishing a clientele, and all of that takes time. Like my first year was really, really rough financially, and it still is, honestly. I'm still making a name for myself, and I probably still will be for the next like 4 or 5 years until I start making like an actual comfortable wage. And I feel like, yeah, people like go into it not really knowing how difficult it actually is to like make money off of it. Once you do, it's easy, but the come up is actually very difficult, very challenging.
We got guests. When I was starting out, I think that I expected it to be a slow climb. I was much more willing to wait it out because I was just starting out and I knew that it wouldn't be an overnight type of thing. Some sweetie pie. Mwah. Mwah. Hello, Mia. Lovely seeing ya. Love your bag.
Thanks so much.
Such a slay.
Thank you.
The way that I market my business is definitely mainly through social media, unfortunately. Mainly through Instagram, which is kind of a crux because you never know when something's gonna happen, or you get hacked, or Instagram randomly becomes invalid. It's kind of scary to think that you have all your eggs in one basket. But at the same time, it's really a platform that a lot of people rely on and have been relying on, even though it's been doing them an injustice as time goes on. I try to post every day. Really, that's what the algorithm wants. I try to do my reels and do anything that will help with exposure. It's really quite frustrating to have to jump through those hoops all the time.
My generation of tattoo artists, we very much rely on Instagram. A lot of people don't see the benefit of Instagram anymore because, yeah, algorithm sucks. Wintertime is like, this year wasn't that bad. I like planned it ahead where I'm gonna start booking for December and like slowly January and like October, November. Definitely saw like a decrease of like people booking due to like New Year's or going back home, Christmas. So I would say those are the few times as a tattoo artist where I was like, shit, I can still pay my bills, but I'm not buying a shitload of groceries. I'm just buying groceries enough to like make leftovers.
The winter time is so bad. It's so bad. I would actually like sometimes go an entire week without tattooing, even though I'm posting, even though I'm like going to the shop every day to like try to get walk-in appointments, things like that. People want to get tattooed when it shows. So they want to get tattooed in the summer.
It's that, and it's like those beginning months of winter, like November to December, like those holiday months are slow because like everyone has the expenses of like family and gifts and all this stuff. So that's when it does slow down. And in the beginning of your career, when you don't have a strong clientele, you struggle a lot more. Like I remember when I first started off, I would not tattoo for even a month at a time, or do maybe 1 or 2 tattoos a month.
I think a lot of artists can relate to the winter struggle, especially from like January till April, when everybody has spent all their money on the holidays and everybody is in a bit of a funk and everybody forgets that they have bodies because they've been hidden under layers of clothing for so long. A way I dealt with that was getting a job throughout the winter. For like a good 6 months of the year, I usually have like a second job just so that I can keep things under control while I'm not tattooing so much without getting too discouraged, of course.
I think I was maybe like 6 months in or something, and I guest spotted at a shop because I loved the artists. I've been following them for some time, so I thought it would be perfect. But now we work in a street shop, but private shops are normally by rent. And she told me that the rent was like even more than what I pay for my apartment, and I was like, okay, but this is a really good opportunity and I'm sure I'll get a bunch of exposure and I'll make it work. And I cried so much of like, how the hell am I gonna do this? I was there for 2 months and by the end I was flat broke, like no money at all. My machine even broke, and then that's like money that you gotta spend, and I was just like, had so many breakdowns and like what am I doing? I used to be a bartender, like should I work at a bar? Should I go to a cafe just to make some extra money? It's really hard sometimes.
What's your favorite time of year?
Summer.
Summer's the best.
Yeah, summer.
Summer's amazing. Then we get like the walk-ins, like my days are booked like open to close. It's crazy. When you walk out of the shop after like a good long day of like tattooing and meeting people and things like that, it's so much more rewarding and validating.
You tend to like, when you're in the summer, especially when you're booking and you're taking walk-ins, it's like you just live so fast and it's so rewarding and so fun. It's exhausting at some point, especially if you're working 7 days a week. Closing your books, it could be completely overwhelming and exhausting, but summer is so great for tattooing. I mean, in my experience and the people that I work with and see, that's usually when they're the busiest.
My plans. Well, in the next 5 years, I definitely want to do more guesting. I definitely want to travel more, so I definitely want to still be tattooing. I feel like 5 years is way too little time to give up on this, and I think I'll only get better with time as well. In short, I don't see myself moving, perhaps just traveling here and there. but definitely still tattooing.
I love the space. The space is amazing. The people are amazing. I think just personally for me, I'm also thinking about the future where I want to travel more, and especially with the recession, I want to make sure that I'm doing well. I also want to pay my bills. So this new spot, I'm working with people that I know. It's cheaper and I'm able to actually put money aside and actually be good.
I did interview in another shop recently. Tattoo shops are always like a family. Everyone who works in a shop together, they're like so close. And it was cool to see and we're all close where we work. It was really cool to see at another shop that they still have those same values of we work together, we don't work alone.
Never doubted tattooing or never been like, am I making the right choice? You know, or should I do something else? I'm stubborn as fuck when it comes to
don't
it.
get me wrong. Like, I've never wanted to quit. It's never been an option to quit or question, like, what am I doing with my life? I know what I'm doing and I'm very happy with it, but yeah, there's those stressful moments.
If I had to say anything to other artists, it would be to hang in there. I know that we're all getting really discouraged when it comes to social media and just inflation and all those things that are kind of putting a damper in our moods. But I think that tattooing is like the most beautiful thing that you can do, and I think the community is amazing, especially in Montreal. And I think that, you know, we can overcome anything, as cheesy as it is. So I don't think that tattooing will ever go out of style, will ever die, will ever fizzle out, but it will only transform, and I'm excited to see where it goes with that.